everyone. Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening. Apparently, depending on where you are, in the world. Welcome to the training session or information session about the reporting 24-25, second one of today. This one is for the regular reporting as opposed to the pilot, which we are organizing for all ITP and ICP Connect projects. So if you're not one of those, then you are in the correct place. I just hit the record button, as you might have noticed. So recording the session, hopefully that is okay for you. Okay, let's begin. The agenda for today is I will be speaking for mostly half an hour, or at most half an hour, maybe a little bit less, give you a short intro, tell you about how to access our grant management platform, where you will be able to upload and submit your report, tell you how. I'll also give you a short bit of information about the communication, how will that go between Virtuos and you, and also about the dashboard. The meeting is being recorded. It will be shared later on in the video manual library, of which you can find the link inside the dossier that has been created for you. So we went live yesterday evening, so hopefully everyone, and by everyone I mean ICOS and GEO of the Flemish institutions, and also the Flemish and partner promoters, should have received an email telling you that we were live and that you could find the reporting dossier of your project inside the tool. That tool is basically the same tool as we used last year. There is almost no change for you, at least. The only change, but I will show you later, is that we are now showing the button or the module where you can upload proofs from the beginning. It's a technical thing that we changed, but it doesn't have any effect on the process, because we are, as opposed to that you already see it, not expecting you to upload any proofs in your first submission. So we launched yesterday, as I just said. We also gave you a link, I think, in that email to the Reporting Hub website, which I can show you. It is this website. It contains all the information about the reporting process, so the latest formats, which hopefully you will have found a few months ago already. Some helpful guidelines, including manuals on how to submit. So this is the, let's say, verbal and video manual, but there is also a document. There is the financial framework and all kinds of other documents that you can consult. And there is also, of course, the section with the news and updates, including the update that we sent you yesterday. So this is the place to be, to find all things related to reporting. Our tool, so the grant management platform, you are familiar with this tool, obviously, because you've once, maybe a long time ago already, filled in and submitted your project proposal. It's the same tool. You can reach it by going to landing.connect.virtuos.be and choosing the correct institution there. It looks like this. And once you've chosen the institution, the Flemish institution, you should see this screen in which you will see a new dossier for your project. Or if you have multiple projects, multiple dossiers, one per project, that looks like this. There's the extension annual report 24-25. Who has access to this dossier? We started off with giving access to the Flemish promoter and the partner promoter. There's a slight difference. We made the Flemish promoter a dossier admin and the partner promoter a member. The only difference is that the Flemish promoter has submission permission, So partner promoters won't be able to submit. Only the Flemish promoter will be able to do that. Those two people or multiple people, if there are more than one partner promoter, they have access for now. And anyone who has access can also add other team members as users, like yourself, to be able to also do and see do some actions in the dossier and see it. Before I show you how, you already know probably how to. There is a note to make here. There is a difference between having access to the tool, or to the dossier in this case, and receiving all the emails and automatic emails that we sent out during the process. There is no link between the two. Of course, the two subsets are, of course, overlapping, but it does not necessarily mean that if you have access to the tool that you will receive all the emails or vice versa. And you can, as I just told you, choose who has access, but if you want anyone else to also receive the emails, you can contact us to ask, and we will add those people to the mailing list. You can email us at reporting@vlieguwas.be. So let me just really quickly show you how to add a user. So this is the new dossier. Go to the users tab or module, and just click add user, add the name of the user, add the email address, and then choose the correct role. Students are not relevant in this for the reporting process, so choose either member or dossier admin. I explained the difference, right? Dossier admins can submit, members cannot, and members can even be given access to parts of the dossier, but that's not very relevant in the case of report. Okay, moving on, so the dossier itself. So you'll have to upload your report, exactly the same as it was last year. You can find the module report right here. There is an introduction as well. You can read it. It has most of the information that I'm sharing with you today as well. You're welcome to read it. The report itself should be uploaded in the upload report module. You'll see, as I mentioned before, that you also already see the upload proofs module during first submission. This is irrelevant for now. Just like last year, there's a GDPR statement that you are signing off on, let's say, by reporting. What can you do here? You can upload your AFR, APR, and indicators files here. Just click choose file and then go and find your file. For example, AFR, APR as well, and indicators file. If it's necessary, in case of an IUC, for example, to add multiple files, you can do this in one go. You don't have to click choose file each time for each file. So that's easy. If you want, you can give some feedback on the AFR and the APR. We receive an email of this with your feedback in it. You can also choose to add other files. Don't add proofs here. Never add proofs here, not even when we ask for it. Always add proofs in the upload proofs part. But you can add any other kind of file here. Don't forget to save, of course. And that is pretty much it. That's the way it works. So, as I said, different boxes, one for each file. And then 5 minutes as possible. Okay, you can give feedback. Don't forget to click save. Right, and there is some information at the bottom here. Declaration of final report requested. You can ignore this. You cannot edit it anyway. This is something for us to put on yes once the report is final, and you can validate the final numbers. All right, so first submission is very simple. you just, after uploading the files, giving your feedback and everything, you can go to the submission tab, click submit. Are you sure you wish to submit? If you get a pop-up saying something else, then maybe you haven't uploaded all the files correctly yet. But once everything's fine, you should be able to submit. And that submission means, if you're doing it as a Flemish promoter, that you submit just like your project proposal to the ECOS or GEO of the Flemish institution, and they are to validate your submission. Is it complete? Is it correct? And then they can send it back. If not, if it is okay for them, they can submit it through to us. Both instances of which you will receive an email communication. So when you submit to them, when they submit to us, everyone receives an email notifying you of every step along the way. That is submission, right? So the general flow, the generic flow, sorry, that I just described is when the Flemish promoter submits to the ECOS or GEO. Some institutions we know have different agreements between the promoters and themselves, or the ECOS, sorry. So in that case, just contact your institution if the ECOS or GEO are supposed to do both steps. Of course, we recommend following the generic flow, that the promoter is responsible for the first submission, but we leave that up to the institution, let's say. Subsequent submissions, they don't vary that much. So what we will do with your first submission is, of course, download the files, review them, and add any comments that we might have, and reopen the dossier. So it will be put back into draft. You'll also get an email of this, including our feedback and including the deadline when to submit for the next time. What does that look like? Looks something like this. So you'll see it this way. Anything that we have reviewed will pop up on the right with an extension called Fluos. The original file is still there to the left. The new file is for you to download and check our comments, answer them inside the file. Same goes for the two other files. Now, anything that's been deemed final or okay for us has the final extension, and you'll see that the choose file is grayed out, which means it's okay for us, and you're not supposed to, you won't be able to add any new files to it. So once you've done that for your AFR, APR, and or indicators, whichever isn't final yet, you can again choose file and add a new file, which will pop up here, and save again. And so we go through each iteration. Usually, unless everything is okay, of course, we ask during a second or subsequent submission to also add proofs. You can do that here. There's a whole explanation on the name convention, what kind and what types of files are required here. In PDF format, you can add them here. It's also no different from last time. There is also a comment in the versions, so you'll see once we've at least once reopened it again after a first or second or third review, you'll see previous versions popping up here, so you can cycle through them and see whatever the situation was during first submission, during second submission, etc. Be advised though, and the dashboard I will talk about a bit later, but the numbers, the data inside the dashboard will always reflect the latest situation. So if you're cycling through the versions inside the tool format, you click the dashboard, it won't contain the older version, it'll just contain the most up-to-date one. So that is on subsequent submissions. Right, so once all three files are finalized, or in case of IUC, or in case of other project, less or more or less files are finalized, then you'll see all of the files with the extension final. No new files can be added still. And we will have created a new tab for you by opening up the declaration letter. Real quick. So this is what you will see, and you'll also have received an email about that, asking you, telling you that the review was finalized, so no more comments were made. But we do ask the Flemish promoter at this point to declare the numbers in the final AFR to be final and validated, let's say. So how to do this is go to this new module that's been opened up and just declare with signing literally your full name and the date that you do, unless, and this has never happened before, but of course there can be a first, you don't agree with the numbers that you find inside the latest Excel file and or in the dashboard. You can say no and tell us why. Please tell us why then, because that is very important, of course. You can save this information, usually saying yes, save the information and then submit that information. That is the only thing you will still have to do during your final submission. And once you've done that, we will do a small sanity check in the very end. We'll create a declaration letter in the PDF format containing all the final numbers of the total project, the financial situation, and of the current reporting year. The numbers are or should be validated. And we will send that in an email to you in attachment. And we'll consider the reporting finalized or finished, unless you might have a problem with the contents of that file. I think you have about 7 days or something like that to answer that email. If not, we will consider everything to be finalized. Okay, and then on a little word on communication. So I've told you a few times already, this is just an overview again, that we will send you emails, technically automatic emails based on changes in the dossier. That you will receive one when you submit to the ICOS or CHIO. You will also receive one when they submit it through to us. They will also always be in CC, by the way. You'll receive one when we reopen the dossier and when it's been put back into draft after our latest review. And as I told you, after you submitted your final declaration, we will send you an email containing the PDF file to finalize the reporting on your project. So those are the emails you can expect from us. All right, and the last word on the dashboard, which can be accessed through the dossier. There's an important difference that I want to point out. There is one dashboard button here on the left menu, the most left menu. There is one in the menu on your dossier. This one is the correct one to take. If you click that dashboard icon, a new tab will open showing you a number of things in that dashboard. If it wants to initialize. Okay, so what the dashboard will contain is an overview of the current financial situation of your project. And that overview contains the situation, let's say, at the moment before reporting on the current year. and because those numbers on this year's reporting haven't been finalized yet, of course. So that's the top part of the dashboard. The bottom part is your AFR, your annual financial report of this year, in total detail. All details should be there, including our comments also. But because we don't ask you, as opposed to in the pilot, we don't ask you to import the AFR as a data file, but just upload it as a regular upload, file upload. No data will be visible about your AFR of this year until after we've reviewed it the first time. Only after we reopen your dossier and we'll give you the file, of course, back to download. We will also import that as a data file, so you'll be able to also view it inside the dashboard, which at this point, I don't know why, is refusing to load. Find another way to show it to you. If, by the way, ever this happens, and you would very much like to see your dashboard, you can, of course, contact us on reporting@videos.be, because this is an issue that we need to resolve right away, of course. So this is the dashboard that you would see with some information about your current state of affairs of your project. And as I said, the more detailed view of your annual financial report, which should match exactly the numbers in the Excel file and also exactly match the details in the Excel file, including, as I said, all of the information about our review. That was the dashboard. Right, and as I said, important distinction to make here, don't expect any data in the second part, at least. The first part is, of course, filled in because it's about your current financial situation up to and not including last year. And the details about the AFR are only available after first review. That actually concludes my short explanation about how to report. I've foreseen the rest of the time, technically until the end of the hour, for a Q&A. I hope I can, if you have technical questions, answer them to the best of my ability. There should be some of my colleagues also here. If you have any kind of content or financial questions at this point, although I do advise if it's a very specific financial question or other content question, I think it would be best to contact the correct people by email, because it's always an easier way to communicate about such technical matters, I think. Just wanted to highlight that this is mainly a technical session to explain to you how the toolings work, in which you will have to report your or submit your report from last year. See, there's a question in the chat. Can you show me where to find the name of the partner and all members? You mean the overview of all people who have access to the dossier? You can find it in the users tab of your project. You can also add people later on. if that is what you mean by your question, you can also ask away or raise your hand if you like. No other questions, I see. The partner institution name. You can find it inside your original proposal. Like this. Show you what it looks like in the actual tool, of course, because this is just the test environment. So I just picked out one random project. For this project, this is the current situation. And so we have, in this case, because it's a team project, we have 2 stages of proposals, let's say, and ultimately it was selected. There's the follow-up dossier, which most of you also have, which contains the contractual information. And now in implementation phase, because it's a 24 project, now it's the first year of reporting. They have one reporting dossier. This has been created since yesterday, where you can find the partner institution. All the details is in the actual proposal of your project in organization and team members. So here are they, and to find the partner institution, you have to click the partner promoter, of course, and you can find it here. Institution. I hope that I understood your question correctly and that this is what you were looking for. You're welcome. No, proofs. So the question is, proofs, are they only for AFR? Yes, so proofs are financial documents proving the validity, let's say, of an expenditure. And what those are is documented here, and also in the reporting instructions document, which you can also find on the Reporting Hub SharePoint website. It's the same explanation, so it doesn't matter where you can find it, but at least in the dossier, in any case, you can find the type of documents that we require, and also naming convention that we expect you to give, which is your project code underscore what it pertains to, the Belgian expenditures sheet or the partner expenditures sheet, the ID of the expenditure row, and the type, so invoice, proof of payment, or proof of accounting registration. So no proofs for APR. That's just the APR file, and the indicators file is all that is expected for contextual reporting. Oh, you're welcome. I don't know if there are any other questions at this point. Can I give an example of proof of accounting? Maybe one of my colleagues who is present can do so. I'm not really well versed in accountancy. I don't know whether there is someone here who can.
Is it? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
So proof of accounting, if you have cash accounting, it will be a copy of the cash register, the movement in that cash register. If you have a software package where you do your double accounting, then it will be the registration of the transaction in that accounting system.
Okay, thank you, Peter. I hope. All right, that was satisfactory. I don't see any other hands or messages in the chat. Maybe I can repeat what I said earlier at the beginning, that the recording will be made available on the website, but also in the video manual library, of which you can find a link inside the introduction in your reporting dossier. So you can rewatch parts of it at least, or the whole thing if you like. You can repeat also that there is a paper manual also on the reporting hub SharePoint site. So that is also a handy tool to use. And of course, if there are any questions, bottlenecks, issues, we can be reached daily at reporting@virtuos.be, where myself and a few of my colleagues are following up. I will try to help you as soon as possible. Okay. There are no more questions, and I think we can adjourn. Leaves me to wish you good luck with your reporting this year, and see you next time. Thanks.